Well, I'd like to welcome everyone today. I want to thank Pastor Bill for having me come and preach tonight. I'd like to thank Rich for all he does behind the scenes, and we talked a lot. I just came in from Texas, as you guys know. Flew in today. It was a nice flight, and my daughter Angie stayed behind. She's doing her thing over there, and I miss you guys. You know, one thing you realize when you go away. I mean, there's many good things in Texas. I like it, but you start thinking what you liked here too. When you're in a certain place, you tend to think of what you don't like, right? I got my job, I got the bills, you got everything, but you get a different perspective. So what I'd like to bring back today is I'm going to bring back what God's been doing in my life and what He's been showing me, what He's been imparting to me. So I was talking to Pastor Bill and Rich, and we talked about me coming in and stuff. So the last week I've been in prayer, of course. I've been in the Word. I tend to get a lot of revelations, so it's not like what should I do. It's like there's 10 things I could do. So which one? Right? It's not what should I do. So I've been all over the Bible. Honestly, I've been when I went to Texas. I used to use this to start the message off too. When I went there, things were going great, and then something happened. I lost my job, and I went into this trial. And at first, it was like I was very positive. Everything's going to be fine. And then I kind of like get a little rough. So I'm a big numbers guy. I went to the Washington Prayer March with, I met some friends there. John was there. We didn't get to meet each other though. So that was on the 26th, I think, of September. So looking back, the trial ended day 40, which was about a week ago. And it ended, I was going through, and I don't even want to get into what I was going through, just like things were not coming through, certain things. God had me all through the Bible. He had me in fasting, prayer, different times. Lord, what are you saying? He's speaking to me certain things. He was giving me a lot of corporate revelation for the body, for the country, intercede for the president, all these things. But what about me? I needed some things that weren't coming through. Make a long story short, day 39, which I didn't know was day 39. I backtracked. I'm out and I'm in inner suffering, my heart, and I'm like, Lord, I need you to come through. And I've been through some rough things in my life, like a lot of people have, but I've been through some pretty rough things, life or death things as a believer, right? So my testimony, I have the before I was a believer, I was just some crazy teenager, irresponsible, living in the flesh, living for self, and then I got saved. It's pretty much my testimony. But after I'm a Christian, wow, then I really went through a lot of stuff. Seasons of great things, but seasons of wow. So I know what trials are. I actually went through a huge trial when I turned 40. I went through a massive trial that could have killed me, and I thought it was gonna for several years, but I made it through. And 40 is a big number of testing in the Bible. And I've had a number of trials and testing. But anyway, day 39, looking back, I'm at this lake, beautiful place, and it's like, when you're in pain, at least you're in a place that you're looking and it's beautiful. It's like being in pain in Hawaii is better than being in pain in like Manhattan or something, right? So I'm seeing that. So that's nice out there. But I'm like, my heart. And I'm like, Lord, I need you to come through. And I'm like, what's happening? And I'm a pretty laid back person. I don't really get outwardly nervous. I usually look for solution, hang in there. And I've been through some trials with the Lord. And I look over, there's this guy, homeless guy drinking a beer. God's like, go help him. When I say God said that, I didn't say it audibly. The spirit in me, in my heart, said, go help him. And I was in a lot of pain, and I'm pretty seasoned. I'm not a young guy, so I've been through a lot. Times past, I would be like, God, what about me, though? I get the point. He said, go help him. So I'm like, what am I going to give him? And he's like, just say hello. Go over there. So I go over there. I say hello. I do what he said, obedience. And then we started talking. And I asked him, you believe in God? He's like, yeah. And I said, gave it a little time, but I'm like, brother, you think, do Do you have, found out he's homeless, this, that, that. I said, do you have any hope of getting off the street? And he said, yeah. So right away, I was like, wow. I was talking to him. I said, I'll be honest with you. I'm in a trial right now. Do you know what a trial is? And I kind of explained it to him. I said, but you're in a harder trial. I'm in one, like a higher level one, where I could lose something or whatever, but you already, like, you lost all these things already, you know? And I said, you have a pretty good attitude too, you know? And we talked a little, gave him a couple of dollars. I said, do me a favor, put it on the side. Don't use it for drinking money if you can. Try to honor that, you know? And somebody's an alcoholic, of course, they need to drink, whatever. But I said, you know what? And we were talking this and that. And he said, I'm going to court tomorrow. And I'm going to get into his whole story. His uncle or whatever beat him up, and he's outside, and he charged him with assault. And it seems true. I said, all right, I'll meet you back here tomorrow. I went back there. I bought like some food with me, like fruit and stuff. And he was there, and I gave it to him. And he helped me in my trial by helping him, you know? And it was like, God just touched me. I was surprised at the time. I've had that happen in my life before, but it was kind of like it happened when it just needed to happen. And God broke my trial through helping that guy. And I didn't even get into the whole thing, but he did some really strong and good things right after that. And he broke one of it was financial. And I left the guy and I just like went on my phone and I Googled get a loan and I applied for it. They gave me it right away. And it was like a good amount of money. And then other things came after that. And it was just like, it was right at the edge of like, I don't want to go into all the details, but anyway, I told the guy, I really felt this. This is me. And I said, Lord, I hope this is like you too, you know? It's not just me. He's sitting there drinking. And unless you're partying and having fun drinking, people that are homeless are drinking because they're in pain, right? The guy's like outside. Not that he's not, enjoying the buzz or whatever, but the guy's like, his life is a wreck. And I said, you know what? And I just looked at it from the angle of Christ, and I said, you know what? I really felt this. God doesn't judge you, really, for what you're doing. You know what he's not happy about? That alcohol is killing you, and you're his son. The guy's a believer, and he doesn't want to see his son get hurt. And I really felt that. I said, you know what? God wants you to get cleaned up and get off the street, but right now, I know why you're doing that. You're doing it to kill the pain of your life, what it looks like, you know? And the guy, like, he received it all, you know? Fast forward a few days and stuff. I've been talking to him. I left him behind. He's in the middle of the road. He's trying, somebody came to rescue him. Some woman came and said, I'm going to send these guys from a church to come get you. It's still warm out. He's kind of waiting until it gets cold. I kind of got